Welcome, everybody. I'm glad to see so many people here today. I wasn't sure. You never know who's going to show up for a webinar. We're going to be presenting today on assistive technology, the latest and greatest from this year, at least in our humble opinion, that we think it is pretty good. If anyone has any trouble hearing me or Janet, just let us know. Before we get fully started, I just want to let everybody know a little bit about who I am. I'm Debbie Drennan. I've been working in the field of assistive technology for over 15 years. I started out as a parent with two young children who now are adults, who both have different special needs. So that is what got my interest sparked in assistive technology. And I'm here with Janet.
And good morning, everybody. I'm Janet Nunez, and I am the manager here at the Parent iTECH Center. And I've also been in the field for at least 15 years, maybe more like 17 or 18, having a wonderful time here with Debbie. And I also got into the field because of my son, who has special needs. And my area of interest is in finding technology, low-tech tools, specifically visual tools for visual learners. So that's who we are. So, as I said, I'm here as Debbie's sidekick today. But I usually get these introductory slides to tell you a little bit more about Parents Helping Parents. If you're not familiar with our agency, we are a family resource center and a parent training information center. In fact, we're one of 7 in the state of California. Okay. We serve the counties of San Mateo, Santa Cruz, Santa Clara, San Benito, and Monterey. And we just celebrated our 40th anniversary, so we've been around for a long time. But our mission is to help individuals with disabilities and their families and the professionals that serve them by providing them with information, training, resources, and support. I won't tell you about all the wonderful programs we have available, so I would encourage you to visit our website to find out more, which is www.php.com, and there you can find out about our services such as the library, our wonderful trainings from the education department, the parent trainings that we have. There's a calendar on our website, as well as the many support groups that are available for families. However, one program that is very near and dear to our heart is the iTECH Center, and that is our AT, our Assistive Technology Department. And the iTECH Center is the largest assistive technology demonstration center in the San Francisco Bay Area, Silicon Valley area. And we provide a wide variety of services. Our signature service is something called a Techsploration. And there is a link below the Techsploration. There you can actually see a video of what we do here, but I'll tell you a little bit more about that on the next slide. We also have some AT toolkits for loan for PHP members. But we do a lot of information and referral, and we encourage people to call us, email us with their questions about what is assistive technology, or do you know of a tool that can help my child pay attention or write a paragraph. And we do serve all ages and all disabilities. We do a lot of trainings out in the community or here at our agency, and we're available for consultation. We have a couple programs that are vendorized or contracted by our regional centers, such as our Technology for Infants and Preschoolers service, which is head up by Debbie here, as well as our Technology for Adults and their providers, which is our TAP. We have TIP and TAP. So those two programs are vendorized by the regional center. But we also provide, the bulk of our Techsplorations and services are surround technology for school-age students and college students. And we also are a member of the Ability Tools of California. Of course. And in that picture you see Debbie and another assistive technology specialist surrounded by a variety of tools.
Right, and if you want more information just about iTECH, we have included the link at the bottom of the page for you to go and explore it if you'd like.
And we thought you might find it more visually pleasing just to see a few pictures of us in action. In the top row, you can see our assistive technology specialist demonstrating computer software, and this is to the same young man with a span of about 15 years. At the bottom row, we are to the left. We have an open house where Debbie is showing a variety of tools. The middle picture, we're having a vendor demonstration, and again, the same picture of our. We need more pictures.
We need more pictures.
Of Debbie and Jan. So we have 3 AT specialists part-time here.
Excellent.
All right. And just a word on the loan kit. Since we are not a device lending library, we do not loan out tools from our center per se, but we have created a variety of kits, low-tech toolkits that are available for our PHP members to take out for 2 or 3 weeks. And again, you must be a PHP member to borrow them. Our memberships are $50 a year. And we do recommend that you have a Techsploration first. We have low-tech toolkits for learning disabilities, such as for reading and writing. And in the top picture, you can see one of our kits with the contents display. They include things like highlighter tape, reading rulers, writing guides, an assortment of calculators. And we also have a math low-tech kit, a note-taking kit, a low-tech communication kit. We have early literacy kits, which are great because they're bilingual, English and Spanish. They include a storybook, and all the materials and icons and communication boards have been created for you. A Bluetooth switch, a pressure vest, and a sensory kit. We just rolled those out thanks to Autism Speaks, and the picture to the right there shows one of our kits, our sensory kits, and a sample of the tools such as a weighted lap pad, a compression vest, a wiggle seat, noise-canceling headphones, and these are super, super popular. So it's a way to try before you buy, which is our philosophy here.
Absolutely.
So,
and that's what got us excited and started in assistive technology. So today we hope,
what are our learning objectives today, Debbie?
We hope people will learn. First of all, we're going to go over and review last year's upcoming latest and greatest that we talked about at last year's presentation that we did, webinar, to kind of update people on where are those tools now, because we get a lot of questions about them.
What happened to those tools?
Yeah, some of them didn't make it, some of them did. And we're going to learn about the new tools and devices in these following areas. First, we're going to tell you what's new in some existing assistive technology specific software and apps and products. We're going to go a little bit into wearables, because that's always big. We're going to talk about some new apps that I find unique. There's a tons of new apps, so I'm going to specifically target some what I consider unique ones. And we're going to talk about some new products that are available that I couldn't categorize. And then we're going to learn about some new upcoming tools
that aren't
out yet, that should be out soon, fingers crossed, just like we did last year. So we'll see how well we do with this. So let's talk about last year's stuff. First, last year I had highlighted a few tools, and 2 of the tools that I had highlighted as up and coming are actually currently available. The first was the Sesame Smart Lock. I always want to call it Sesame Street. Anyway, it is currently available, and this is a lock that you can put over your existing lock on your door, and it provides you with a Wi-Fi access point as well. And this makes it work with your apps. An app on your phone. So you can open and close your door by clicking an app on your phone, which could provide access. They are going to be rolling out some issues. They're still having, I'm sorry, not rolling out issues. They're working on issues before they roll out a feature that they were going to incorporate called the Smart Knock, where you could do a patterned knock on your door, which would also open the door. That's not quite ready for prime time yet, and they're working on it. But you can go ahead and purchase the lock for $199, and that provides you with a lock and a Wi-Fi access point. And it does not require hard wiring, so it can be used in apartments. It can be used in, it just runs on batteries, which can be changed about every 6 months.
And do you use that while you're standing at your door?
Yes. Or you can remotely open the door for somebody.
You can.
Or you can provide somebody with what they call a temporary key, so that they can, let's say you have a housekeeper coming in, or you have someone coming in to, do something just for a temporary. You can provide them with a temporary key that is only available until you turn it off.
Okay.
So that's kind of how that works.
And that photo in the bottom left actually
shows somebody with their phone
entering
a door. And the smart lock is on the back of the door. The other thing that is currently available that I talked about is what I had called Volvo Life Paint, because that was what it was called last year. It is currently available here in the U.S. as AbleDo 100. And what this is, it's reflective paint that you can either spray it on or paint it on clothing. You can put it on hard items, like in the picture on the bottom right, you see a picture of 2 bicycles with some people wearing clothing and helmet that they've sprayed the paint on, and it becomes very reflective at night. And I thought this was a great tool for those people who use wheelchairs, who are out at dusk or at night, to really make them visible. And I just really liked that idea of that tool. So that is currently available as AbleDo 100, and the price point is written there, $13.99 or $18.99. It's online only. So that's good to know. Yeah, I thought that was good. So still some items that aren't quite out yet that I talked about last year. One thing I was really excited about last year, and I remain excited about, is the Uni, which is by motionsavvy.com. And it is coming out this summer to Wells Fargo banks to start with. And what is this? This is a product that uses Leap Motion technology, which is gesture recognition that you can plug into your computer. Plus it uses Nuance texting technology and their software to translate sign language into voice and text, and voice and text back. So that way people who are sign language users can communicate using their primary language, which is sign language, to, in this instance, people in the bank.
The bank tellers.
Right. They were going to roll it out to the general public, but because of costs of creating the product, they actually started with a bank, which I think is
so it is expensive.
It is.
Like
it's not
expensive.
Cheap.
Yeah.
No. But if you want to see what it looks like, I would check into a Wells Fargo bank towards the end of the summer and get a chance to take a look at what that actually looks like, because they are planning on rolling it out to consumers individually later on, but they're rolling it out first to banks. So the other thing that I talked about was the Kangaroo, which is a wheelchair accessible golf cart, basically. It looks like a little car. You roll into the back of the car with a ramp, and then you as the wheelchair user then drive that cart. It only goes up to 25 miles an hour. And when I checked the website right before I sent this into Ability Tools, the webinar website was down, but it's back up again. So let me give you that website again. It's www.kenguru, KENGURU.com. And it is back up again, so I guess they just had some temporary issues. It is rolling out this summer. The first 1,000 units are available. They were pre-ordered, pre-reservations accepted, but price point is $24,000. 25,000. Sorry, I apologize.
Well, $24,999.
Okay, sorry. 20 plus tax. You know how that goes. So it is available and they are taking reservations. So for $1,000, you can make a reservation to get yours when it is available.
You can, although on that website, that reservation page was actually down.
So then maybe they're not taking them right now, but they were.
They were. So, and it can change from day to day. So just check on the website.
So that is coming. It's almost there. And the other thing that is still not shipping but should be this June, hopefully, was the U-strap bracelet, which they now changed the name to the SUNU band, S-U-N-U band. And the website is there. And what this is a band that you wear around your wrist, and you put locators out and about, so that if you are a blind user using your cane, the cane finds items at the cane level, lower level, so that you don't bump into them, but it doesn't find things that are hanging out of the wall, like a sign that someone posted up on a wall, a shelf coming out, a bookshelf that's coming off the wall. So what this does is it provides you with location buzzing, so that if your wrist is getting close to something, it will buzz your wrist so that you know there's something at that level to avoid as well. And you can also put location finders on different things, so that when you get close to it, the bracelet on your wrist buzzes as you get close to the location finders, so you know you're getting close to that item. So it does two things. So that is coming out in June at the price point of $199. Okay? So I have a question here about the kangaroo cars and that you had to use their wheelchair that fit in the car when they saw it at Abilities Expo. What it is it accepts, my understanding right now is that you don't have to use their wheelchair. You have to, but you cannot have an unstandard size manual wheelchair. The power wheelchair version is not available yet. So the one that can hold the size of a power wheelchair, the larger chairs, is not going to be available yet. What's coming out this summer is only for those who are manual chair users, fitting your standard manual chair size, not the larger, no, not a large power chair, and not the sizes that are for the more overweight individuals. Okay. And I forget what you call those, but there is that size too. That they don't take those, so it's standard wheelchair size, manual wheelchair size. I think at Abilities Expo they wanted you just to use their wheelchair just so that it made sure that it fit. They didn't have any of the substandards coming out. But that was a good question. Thank you, Trudy. So that's up and coming, still not shipping from last year. And still not ready is also the Talkit. Now this was an app that everyone's all excited about, I am too, which takes your utterances and translates them by pairing it with a real human voice into communication, talking communication. There's no icons associated, it's just voice utterances to actual voice.
So somebody who is unintelligible would use this. Exactly,
but has consistent unintelligibility.
Okay.
So somebody whose utterance for, let's say thank you is always oh. So then it knows to translate that into thank you by pairing it with a real human voice. So it's their utterance paired with a real human voice to create their own unique voice. So for the Talkit app, the beta version is supposed to come out later this year. In fact, I think some people actually already have the beta version. So I think it's out there already. But if you want to get a free 1-year subscription to Talkit, to try it out for somebody or for yourself, you can assist by getting the app called Recordit. And this is the app that they are using to gather human voices to use in the Talkit when it comes out. If you go through and do the full session of Recordit and send it up to them, your voice, you get a free year of Talkit when it does come out of beta. So that is something to be aware of. And the Recordit app is free to download and to do. So if this is something you're really interested in trying out and experimenting with somebody, I recommend you go ahead and get the Recordit and use it, do it, and then you have Talkit for a year to try out with an individual.
So there would be a training period for the individual.
On the Talkit, yes, absolutely.
On the Talkit.
Yeah, because it has to understand what your utterances mean before it can properly translate. Okay, and then you can see a picture on the left of a young boy with utterances and a picture of an iPhone, it looks like, saying, I can speak. And over on the right, we have a picture of the Recordit app, so you can kind of get a sense of what they're going to be asking you to record, which would be images, words, sentences, and a little short story, so that you can record all of that in and then hopefully get the year of Talkit when it comes out. So that is coming out, hopefully, and the fails. Oh, and we're sorry. These are the fails from last year. We were all excited about the Meld knob and clip, which was supposed to be a device you put over your stove knobs, and then it would automatically turn the knob based on an app for temperature and boiling. And anyway, they merged into another company, and they refunded all of their Kickstarter backers all their money. So, oh well, that one didn't make it. The other thing that was a fail was the cuff safety jewelry. They went out of business, and the product is just no longer supported. And there were many unhappy pre-order customers who never got a penny. So I'm sorry if you are one of them. I sincerely apologize. My coworker was one of them, and she was able to get her money refunded by American Express because she was able to show that it no longer was there. I'm sorry. Please tell me you weren't one of them. So anyway, that was last year. So this year, what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to first start with new features and existing products. I'm going to talk about the new format in Kurzweil 3000 because I think it's a huge update. I really liked it. I'm going to talk a little bit about the CoWriter keyboard for the iPad and their new dictate feature. I'm going to talk about Clicker 7, which has some really great new features. I'm going to talk about some of the new Google Drive features, Windows 10 Ease of Access tab, which is new. Also a little bit about what's new in the Apple world, and Facebook using AI for photo recognition available to all. And I will talk into, I'll tell you what that means.
What is AI?
I'll tell you what that means soon, I promise. So let's talk about Kurzweil first. Contact the vendor for pricing. When you go to the website, it looks like for Kurzweil, they're not really talking about the home pricing, but they do have individual pricing available on Kurzweil 3000. So if you contact the vendor, you just want an individual copy of it for your own personal use, contact the vendor. They will give you a discounted pricing on that, just so you know. And the new interface of Kurzweil 3000, I think, makes it a much easier tool to use. The old interface that they had was a bunch of drop-down menus, and it was really hard to navigate. They simplified, and I really like that. And this is a blurry picture, and I apologize. I couldn't really get it clear.
I'm sorry. Maybe not everybody knows what Kurzweil 3000 is.
Kurzweil 3000 is a full-featured tool for reading and writing individuals who might have reading and writing disabilities. So it has both the text-to-speech and the speech-to-text. It's got graphic organizers. It's got word prediction built into it. It's got dictionaries you can do. It's full-featured. It does a little bit of everything. Great. You can take notes while you have the text read out loud to you, and highlight the notes, and then extract your highlights. You can all kinds of things. So it's full-featured.
Great for students.
Perfect for students. So it's full-featured. And what they've done is they've made it easier to use. They've created quick access tabs across the top. So you still have your drop-down menus for those who are comfortable with that on the very top. But down below, you've got 4 quick access tabs. The first is the opening tab, the Kurzweil 3000 opening tab, where you can just click on read or write or scan to scan in a document to be put through their OCR process for reading. So much easier to use. Or you can just go straight to read. And then the read tab is next, and then it can just read open from your library, or write to start a new draft, to do a new brainstorm, or go back to an old writing material, or it's just to scan. And the other thing that I really like that they did is they made all of your recent documents available on that front page. So now you're not having to search through everything. It's right there on the front page to find. And I really like that. I thought that was a great addition that they put in. And I just found it much easier to use. They also put the reading toolbar at the top in different colors, the green and the blue for going back. I really like that. So it's easy to find. Much more visually attractive.
Yeah.
So I think they did a really nice job with this. And this came out in February, I believe, for the new interface. So I really like it. If you haven't explored it, I would suggest that you take a peek. And there's a website at the bottom there where you can go to get more information about the new interface. All right, so that's the Kurzweil 3000 new interface. Now I'm going to talk about the CoWriter Universal 2.0. And I'm being very specific because there's 2 CoWriter apps out there now. There's the regular CoWriter word prediction app. And CoWriter is a word prediction app by Don Johnston. Again, check their website for pricing on it. And the CoWriter Universal 2.0 is also now available as a third-party keyboard app. So you've got your CoWriter regular app and your CoWriter Universal 2.0 third-party universal keyboard app. And this is all for the iOS, iPads, iPhones. All right? So the CoWriter Universal 2.0 is a third-party keyboard, which means you can set it to run in all your apps now. You now have the availability of using their word prediction and their dictionaries that you've created in any app on your iPad or iPhone, which is huge. So it's the same, but you do have to, in order to have that happen, and a lot of people get confused, you have to be a subscriber to CoWriter Universal subscription, which is a yearly subscription. So this only works, it's a free app to download, but it will only work for you if you are a subscriber to CoWriter Universal, which is a yearly subscription. I think it's like $99 a year. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on the price. Check with them. But you have to have the subscription, which means you get the CoWriter Universal keyboard and dictionaries that you've created across all platforms, which is nice.
So once you've customized your keyboard, you can use it,
created your dictionaries, use it in not just the iOS apps, but then you can use it on a computer, Mac or PC, because it's all cloud-based. Okay? So that's the Universal subscription and the app.
Okay.
Yes.
And is that a picture of the keyboard?
Yeah, there's a picture of the keyboard. You can see it's on the iPad, and you can see the word prediction across the top. Okay. The other thing I wanted to point out that CoWriter did is that there is now a voice dictation feature when you use the CoWriter in Chrome. So if you're on the Chrome web browser and you're using CoWriter, they now have put in the CoWriter voice dictation feature. All right, so that is also now available. So there's some new features in that, and I thought that was important to talk about. Now let's talk about Clicker 7. Because they came out this year, beginning of this year, with a new product as well. There's 7, which is a little different. Again, go to their website. I've got the link for pricing because it's variable. There is a 30-day free trial on this, which is nice. So some of the new features they've put in are Clicker Board. And what is Clicker Board, you ask?
Debbie?
Clicker Board is a graphic organizer that they've added into Clicker, which I think is huge. So now you can create graphic organizers, templates, what have you, for individuals and have all the features of Clicker available. Speech to text, voice, all of that stuff is, not speech to text, text to speech is now available there. You can use all the different keyboards that you've created, the different color coding, and the same formatting that you're familiar with. So that's nice that they put that in. They've also added in voice notes where you can tag something with a question, or tag something with a, oh, remember this, or tag something with a voice note that they can hear, the user can hear of what you're saying, or they in turn can create a voice note if they don't want to type it out. So you've got that available as well. They've really improved the children's voices that they have now built into it, so they're really real sounding, in my opinion. They really sound good. And they've added, and this is huge, eye gaze support. They've integrated the SuperKeys keyboard. For those who may not know what that is, the SuperKeys keyboard is a keyboard that was initially built for the iPad, iOS, and they've now integrated that into Clicker 7. And what this does is it provides you with eye gaze support in your Clicker 7 documents. So what the SuperKeys does, for those who may not know, is you can see, I've got a picture of it here on the left. You've got color coding on the keyboard. You've got a red area, a yellow area, a green area, a blue area, a purple area, and an orange area. So the eye gaze user would look at the red area, and then what would pop up is all the red letters bigger, so they can then using their eyes, select the letter in that area and dwell on it. Once it's been selected, it goes back down to the keyboard that you see so that they can then choose the next color section to pull up. So this is really nice that they built that in.
So the eye gaze piece is for writing text.
Exactly, for writing the text, exactly. Or using it to go across with a word prediction as well.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a nice feature that they've added in. I really appreciate that they did that.
And
did I miss something?
Also, just to note that the other picture
was the graphic,
there is the
Clicker board,
the visual mapping tool, the Clicker board, and just with a press of a button, and it will transform it into a writing grid. So you can go from visual graphic organizer to a board or a grid that has all of the words incorporated and go back and forth. And I did look up the price because I was curious.
Okay.
Now, for the single user, it's $495.
Okay, got it.
But of course, if you buy in bulk, it's
cheaper. Right. So there you go. Now you know, because I didn't look that up. I let her do that work. All right, now let's talk about some of the new features in Google Drive. A lot of people are using Google Chrome and Google Drive because you can use Google Drive in any platform. Except for iOS. They don't play nice yet. So they've added some really nice features to the Google Drive suite of products, Office suite of products. And I'm specifically talking about Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, that product suite, which is available for free for anyone to use. One of the really nice features that they've added in is voice typing in Google Docs. So now you don't need to have a special software to do voice typing in Google Docs. You just need to be connected to the internet. You do need to be connected to the internet. And where do you find voice typing in Google Docs? On the right side of the screen. My left and my right side of the screen, you can see Google Docs is opened, and you have the tools toolbar opened up the drop-down menu, and you can see in the tool drop-down menu voice typing. You click on voice typing and you're going to get a microphone icon on the left side of your screen. You click on the microphone icon as long as you're connected to the Wi-Fi, and you can start talking and it will start typing. It's pretty decent if you've got good Wi-Fi connection. Again, you do have to remember the principles of talking while dictating. You can't talk too fast. You can't do what I do and say a lot of ums and ers. Mess up yourself all the time. You can't do that. It'll get confused, but it does work well. Another thing that I really like that they've started incorporating into Google Driver templates. So when you first open up Google Docs, for example, and here I've got a picture on the left of Google Docs, you're going to see, and you're just looking, opening it up without going into a specific document, you're going to see start a new document, and you're going to see 5 templates across that you can choose, a blank one, resumes, a letter, a report. If you click the More button, which is up on the upper right there, you're going to see a slew of templates. And the other nice thing you can now do is if you are in a school setting, like Google Apps for Education, you can create a template and send that out to everyone in the school setting to share. So that's really a nice new feature that they've incorporated. So I really appreciate that they did that, because that does make it easier for some of our users. So there's some nice new features.
And visual support.
Exactly. I love a template. So let's talk a little bit about Windows 10. What have they done? Nothing new really, except they've created an Ease of Access tab. Before in Windows, you had to go to Settings, Ease of Access, and then you have your Ease of Access tools. Now it's an actual tab that you can pull down easily to get to your tools for ease of access. The tools for ease of access in Windows are the same. You've got your narrator, your magnifier, your high contrast, closed captioning keyboard, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All of those are the same, but the difference is they made it a little bit easier to get to and to find. So I like that. And if you have questions, I've got a link here you can go to find out exactly how to use those tools in their Ease of Access tab, which I like that they've done that. Now for the Apple world. Apple is big in education. It's ubiquitous in gaming, as we all know. There is a wonderful person, if you're not familiar with Luis Perez, I find him to be sort of the guru on what's new in iOS and Apple. And he created a wonderful blog in September of last year about the new iOS 9 accessibility features that have come out, and I really recommend you take a peek at it if you're not familiar. But what they did was they created, some of the 2 highlights that I liked are the touch accommodations. And what this means is you can be on your iPad and you can determine how long you need to have your finger pushing on something before it activates it. So you can calibrate the touch on your iPad by length of time, which is huge. They've also changed and expanded their switch control features that they have available to different menus for those who are switch users on the iOS. So again, really nice new features that they've added in, and I really recommend you check out his blog to find out and get more in-depth information about how to use them, because he does a really good job of explaining it and visualizing it for those of us who need that. The other thing that the Apple has added is they've added in, and it's still growing because it just came out, on their website, apple.com, in their shop, they've created, in their accessories shop, they've created an accessibility section. And here's where they're hoping to highlight tools that make their products more accessible. They've added in things like the Scoob music product works on Mac. They've added in tools like Braillers that work with the Mac and the iPad. So this is where they're going to be growing the number of tools that work with their products. And absolutely check with your local store. Sandra, good point. Check with your local Apple store, because they are also giving demonstrations now and workshops on some of these different tools, as well as the accessibility features in Mac. So very good. Thank you, Sandra. Good point. So this is coming out, this is new, and this should hopefully make it easier for those who are looking to find compatible products with Apple to find them. That's what I'm hoping happens here. We'll see. We'll see how well it populates. And that's what's new in the Apple world. And finally,
pizza.
Pizza! No, wait, no, we're not feeding you lunch. Sorry. Facebook has rolled out an automatic alt text feature for photos. It's using something called crowdsourced artificial intelligence, or AI, there we go, to describe pictures on Facebook. Sorry, I'm looking at TalkBack. So what this means is, if you are using TalkBack on Android or VoiceOver on the iOS world, photos in Facebook will now automatically describe it, and you'll see that they describe it like image may contain pizza food. So they always put the may in. Image may contain, you know, a man with a dog and a frisbee.
So don't hold them to
it. It's growing. But it makes it so Facebook, which is an inherently visual, make it
audio
easier. Audio describes those photos.
The photo.
So that's not, and it's just there. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to do anything special. It's just there if you're already using TalkBack or VoiceOver, which I really like. So it's seamless. So I like that feature.
Can you just explain crowdsourced?
Crowdsourced means you provide input to the quote-unquote cloud, and that helps make the intelligence better. So, for example, if you are looking at pizza, here's a picture of the pizza, and it's saying that it's a sandwich. You can say, no, sandwich, not a sandwich, pizza, and correct it. And the more corrections, the more different kinds of pictures of pizza they have, the more likely next time it'll come up with the correct pizza.
So the more people that use it and correct it, the better.
Exactly. And that's what crowdsourced artificial intelligence is.
Thank you.
And there's other tools that I'm going to talk about that use that, so stay tuned. And that's what's new in Facebook. So let's talk about some new stuff. And I'm going to be highlighting two glasses. One is called iSpeak AAC, and I've got the web link there for you, myiSpeak.com. And the other was called Esight glasses. And again, I have the web link for you, esighteyewear.com. And both of these do different things, and that's what I find very interesting. The iSpeak AAC is prices only available upon request, so you know it's not cheap. But this is a pair of glasses, and you can see them on the left side of your screen, bottom side, that you wear, in which the lenses display a screen. And the screen that it displays is on the right-hand side. And you can see that it is a screen with a virtual keyboard. So on this keyboard is word prediction, and also you can have an alphabet set up too. Okay. It has a little tiny micro camera, which is the little blue thing that is pointed towards the eye, that detects the position and the movement of your eyes. And that way it identifies which key you're looking at. So you're going to look at the word the, which is on your screen. The camera sees that it's the, and then it selects, the user selects that by moving their eyes to the. And then once you've created your sentence, you go to the speak key, and then that is spoken out loud. There is a little tiny speaker you can see on the left side on the glasses as well that will then speak that sentence out loud.
So it's like a mini portable eye gaze
system for those who are who can read and write. And this just came out. I did not get a chance to see this demonstrated anywhere, which I'm really disappointed in. But it looks really like a good, useful tool. So if anyone gets a chance to see it or has seen it demonstrated, I'd love to get your feedback on it to see is it really any good. It looks promising.
And by the way, Debbie, we're going to be saving a few minutes at the end for people to share
anything they have
seen. Exciting tools that they have come across.
Absolutely. So let us know. So if you've seen this, let me know. I'd love to know what your feedback is on it. The other one that I did get a chance to see is the Esight glasses. Now this got a lot of press recently, these glasses. They're $15,000. And what these are glasses for individuals who have low vision. It has a small, and so you can see there's a picture of a gentleman wearing them playing the cello as he reads the music wearing these glasses. These glasses look like they're big, they're kind of large and black, but there's a small high-speed camera in them that captures everything the Esight user is looking at. That captured video is instantly sent to a small computer that the individual is wearing, and you can see there's a black strap across this gentleman's chest, and attached to the end of the black strap, which we can't see, is a computer, which is using their software to process each pixel of the video, is what they said. But really, it's just processing the picture that is captured by the camera into a format that that individual can then see, and then it sends it back up to them in almost real time. So like for this instance, this is a musician playing with an orchestra. He's playing in real time, seeing in real time, and able to play the notes at the same time everyone else is playing their notes. So that's how fast it happens.
Almost like we magnified.
Right, it's magnified, right.
In real time.
And they can see it then on the two little LED screens that are on their eyes. So that's what they're really seeing. So they help with, Esight glasses helps a lot with crowdsource funding. They will help you with Kickstarter campaigns for those who need it. So they really are trying it. It's a really cool technology. I did get a chance to play with this at CSUN, and it was fascinating because they can really pinpoint your visual needs in the software so that you can really see clearly, which is great. So a really useful tool, I think. And the youngest user they had, they said, was a 6-year-old. So that's pretty good. And then old, goes up to all ages. So anyway, those are the Esight glasses. That's pretty exciting as a wearable. So those are the two wearables I was going to highlight. Now I'm going to talk about apps. And I'm going to talk, there's a lot of apps, thousands of apps that came out this last year, I know. But I wanted to highlight 3 what I consider unique apps. They do different things that no one's ever done before. One is the Aware app and Ibeacon, and that's by Sensible Innovations. And was there contact information? Did I put that in there? I think I did on the Esight. Yes, on the front page there was contact information on the Esight glasses. So yes, there was a website, a slide back or 2. Here was the website. So the Aware app and Ibeacons, sensibleinnovations.com. AI Poly, which I will talk about, and I don't even know if that's how you say it, but that's how I don't know. AI Poly is what I'm calling it. And Jacody. Again, I don't know if that's how you say it, but those are interesting apps. So let me tell you about them. All right. So the Aware app and Ibeacons. The Aware app is a free app, and there is a link here to a YouTube video underneath it where you can see it being demonstrated at CSUN. Again, this is one that I saw at CSUN. And it's a really interesting. But what this app is, it provides location-based announcements for those who are blind or low vision inside malls and buildings using Ibeacon technology.
So tell us about Ibeacon technology, Debbie.
Well, let me finish. Let me finish the app, and then I'll tell you about Ibeacon. So it provides detailed location descriptions based on whatever the Ibeacon has been programmed to tell you. And it can provide audio turn-by-turn navigation. And the Aware app is free, and they're coming out this summer with the Ibeacon component. And the Ibeacons will be $25 to $50 per Ibeacon, depending on the number of Ibeacons you need to purchase, as well as they will provide the back-end content management for those Ibeacons. In other words, you let them know what it is you need programmed into the Ibeacons. They will program that in for you and provide you with the Ibeacons. And any changes you need to make, they will help you with that. That's what they do. So the pricing is project-based. And that includes the Ibeacons, a one-time setup fee, and a subscription for the content management system. And that's, if you want more information about that piece of it, go to sensibleinnovations.com, and they'll be happy to work with you on that. So all of that to say is, what exactly is an Ibeacon? What's an Ibeacon? Exactly. Yeah, are you confused yet? Ibeacons actually came out 2 years ago by Apple. And they are low-energy Bluetooth transmitters. They're one way. They only provide information out. They do not provide information. You cannot send anything to them. They just transmit information via Bluetooth out. And they provide what they call is micro-location information. So they were initially visualized by Apple to be used in stores like Target or Nordstrom or whatever, and you'd put these Ibeacons around and you'd have your store app, and you would go over by the pants, the jeans, and it would say, oh, Calvin Klein are on sale today at, and the Ibeacon would say that, transmit it to the app on your phone. This company took that idea and went, aha, we can actually use that to provide microlocation in a mall, in a building where GPS does not historically work at all, for those who need it. So it's one-way transmission only, and you can see you've got a dedicated hardware saying, here I am, and your phone saying, I see 2 beacons. And so it can be hardware, it can be also, you can put it on an iOS device and make that an Ibeacon as well for the one-way transmission. So you can have a sales clerk, for example, have an iPhone app there or an iPod at their cash register for those who might need that. So that they can say the cash register is here, so to transmit that information. So it just transmits information that you have programmed into it.
For blind, low vision.
For blind, low vision.
To navigate.
Exactly, to navigate.
Inside a store or building.
On the CSUN video, you're going to see a gentleman using the app, and it was saying, on your right you have this booth, on your left is this booth, turn left at this booth. So very specific micro-locations based on the Ibeacon. And I think this is a great use of that technology. I thought, wow, what a great idea, and I was really excited by it. Again, if you need more information about it, go ahead and go to their website. They'll be happy to provide that for you. But fabulous. I think what a great idea. I'm hoping this really takes off because that can be really helpful. Now on to AOL Apple II. I still don't know how to say it. So what is this? This also got some press recently. It's basically, they're calling it Vision through Artificial Intelligence. Again, we're talking about that crowdsourced artificial intelligence. And this is an iOS app now, and it's free to download. The Android app is in development. Okay? And what it basically does is you can take your app, open it up, using the camera on your device. It identifies objects and colors for you. Again, using artificial intelligence that is crowdsourced, so you can correct as well. So here we have a picture of it saying coffee cup, and it says out loud what it is. Coffee cup with the picture of a coffee cup on it, and charger with a picture of a charger on it. And you can change it. There's a little pencil icon, whereas if you're hovering it over something and it's not what it is, you can fix it. So you can go right there in the app in real time and say, nope, that's not a coffee cup, that's a water mug, and change it right there in the app so that, again, that crowdsourced artificial intelligence gets better and better and better.
Have you tried it?
I've tried it. We have it. I downloaded it because it is free, of my favorite price, and I actually used it in the library. And it had a really hard time identifying a shelf of books, but then I corrected it. And then I went back and tried it again, and it came up with library bookshelf. So it does quickly fix itself, and then hopefully that makes you, if you try it, go to a library, try it. Hopefully it'll say the right thing now. We'll see. But that's what makes it good, is it's crowdsourced artificial intelligence. So give it a try. Fun to play with, and can be very useful for those who need that extra. Because it identifies colors, so you can use it in your closet. So you can match.
That's a good idea. Hey! I need that.
I need that too some days. And that's Apple. The other one, again, these are all free apps, is Jacody. And I found out about this at the Computer Electronics Show, CES, in Las Vegas. I didn't get to go. I just lurked on their websites during that time in January. And Jacody has a suite of 3 apps that are all free. And what it does is it enhances your ability to hear using your iOS device. It has to be an iOS device, and the headphones and the microphone that comes with the headset on it. So what does that mean? So they have 3 things. They have a Listen app, a Classroom app, and a Hearing Center. They recommend you start with the Hearing Center app. And with the Hearing Center app, it's going to take you through a series of listening tools, and it will help you figure out how do you best hear.
Like an assessment?
Like an assessment. And what they can't do is, they can't do as much as a hearing aid, obviously, but they can change volume and pitch. So if you hear better in low tones, they will enhance the low tone frequency of what you hear. And they can also increase or decrease the volume of that. And that's what the Hearing Center? The Hearing Center will tell you if it'll even be useful. And then you get the Listen app. And then when you run the Listen app, you can run the Listen app in either a classroom, like a community center, or you can do it for just your own music. And then you run it, you run the music through it, or you listen with it using the headphones and the microphone, you know, that come with your phone, and it will change what you hear based on what you said you hear best by. So it'll reduce the number of high pitches and enhance the low pitches, for example. It'll have the volume setting to setting you can hear best at, for example. And that's the Listen app. The Lola Classroom app would be to help you hear better in a classroom setting where someone is using an FM system, for example. They're using their FM system. You can use the Lola Classroom with your headphones in your ear to hear better, again, based on how you hear through the Hearing Center best.
I see.
So this would be a really useful tool for those who don't want hearing aids. They don't want to look different.
It looks mainstream.
It's mainstream. But again, it does not enhance it to the level of a hearing aid. So if you have, you know, severe, moderate to severe hearing loss, this would not be a tool for you. But if you have mild hearing loss, or you just find it hard to hear in noisy settings, this may be the tool for you. And it's free to try.
It's free.
So try it. So I thought that was really interesting and different. Again, I was looking for interesting and different apps. So these were some interesting and different apps that I liked. Some other new tools that came out is they have a wireless puff headset coming out by, again, I can't say the name, Kuha. Kuha! I wish they'd come up with names I can pronounce.
Is it Kufo?
I have no. Puffo. Puffo wireless puff switch. So it's a wireless puff switch, and I'll talk about that in a minute, as well as the CPen Reader. And the links here are for both of them. Okay, so let me talk about the Kuha's Puffo wireless puff switch. This is a particular product that unfortunately at this time only works with their gyroscopic mouse, the Zono gyroscopic mouse, which is this company's mouse. And the gyroscopic mouse is something you put on your body, and it, based on the movement of that body, will move the mouse cursor on your screen.
And it can be on any part of your body?
Any part of your body. Now the puff switch attaches to that gyroscopic mouse, and instead of putting it in your mouth, you're actually puffing and sipping to make the mouse dwell, click, left click, right click, etc. And what's nice about this is it's wireless. So now you can have someone who perhaps needs the mouse and the puff switch, but they can't have their computer, you know, they get tangled in the wires. Now it's completely wireless. So you can have someone who uses a wheelchair come up to it, have someone put their mouse headset on, and they can use their head puffing without having the wires getting tangled in their joystick, in their computer, in their wheelchair, what have you. And I really thought this was nice. Again, this wireless puff switch does not yet work with anything but their mouse. I'm hoping they will open it up to other products as well. That would be terrific. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I let them know I'd like that. It doesn't see how much pull I have, right? The other thing that I saw at CSUN is the CPen Reader. And the pricing is odd here, $302.16, because we had to translate the pricing from euros. It is available in online at this time, and they're looking for a U.S. distributor. And people are going, CPen Reader, what's the difference between that and a scanning pen? Well, it is a scanning pen, but it's a really good scanning pen. I finally found a scanning pen I actually liked, and it was easy to use. It uses an OCR engine that is built into the pen. It has great text-to-speech, good quality voice, has a built-in dictionary, is portable. You can do voice memos on it. You can record a voice memo. But what's nice about this is ease of use. So with the older scanning pens, it was very hard. You had to be very precise and exact as you scanned the pen across the text to hear what the text said out loud. And you could only do a little bit at a time. With this pen, you don't have to be as precise. You can do a whole paragraph, and it'll say the whole paragraph out loud to you via the OCR engine. So they are available. You just need to go online. The web link is 2 before when I first talked about it, and you can order them. And we're hoping to get one, maybe. I keep asking for one.
In the photo, you see a hand actually using.
Yeah, and I found it really easy to use, and that's what made me happy about this particular scanning pen versus some of the others that I've seen. So I really like this one. So yeah, they are available online now, currently. You just need to get them from Europe at this point while they wait for the U.S. distributor.
And again, this is portable. It's
very portable.
Something more robust to read everything.
Yeah, I would not.
This would not be.
But this is great for those who need just portable, ease of use. I really liked it. Okay, now my favorite part. Up and coming.
What's up and coming?
So we've got some cool up and coming things, I hope, that actually make it. So this is where we always cross our fingers, right? And so I'm going to what I do is I list everything out with the web links, and then I'm going to talk about each one individually. So I'm going to talk about the PROS app with Emotive Insight EEG sensor first. Then I'm going to talk about the Braille Note Touch, which actually is out now. So that's not up and coming. That actually came out this last weekend. The AirBar, the Dot Watch and the Dot Pad, the crutches, the M+D crutches, Glass Ouse, and the IDO robot, which is my favorite thing to end on. So let me talk to you about those. And all the web links are here on this page, this front page.
And everybody will get a copy.
Yes, everyone gets a copy of this at the end. So not to worry, you'll get these web links. Don't feel like you have to frantically write. You don't. So let's talk about the Dot Pros app with the EEG sensors. The Dot Pros is an AAC app that is gesture-based, and it's been out for a bit. It's $59 to buy, and what do I mean by gesture-based? It's already out. So what this means is instead of having the user try to find a picture, or instead of having the user find a word or a letter, they do a gesture on the app. So hello, for example, in the lower left you can see hello is you touch on the bottom and you move your finger up, and that gives you the hello phrase out loud. So it's gesture based on the iDevice. And this, it has 36 different things you can use gestures for, and you can customize what those 36 gestures say for you. So it's not full featured, but for some it's enough. It's what they can do. So what is new is that they are in beta with using the EEG sensors by Emotive Insight to do something called Think to Speak. And it is a beta, so if you're interested in the beta, you have to contact them. The EEG sensors, which are headsets that you wear on your head, and that read the EEG going on in your brain, and it's nothing going into your brain, it's just on top of your head. They start at $299. And if you're interested in the beta program, you talk to them and they'll set you up. And what this is then you would have the PROS app, have the EEG sensor, and then using your EEGs, you would create the movement of your gestures to create the speaking. So it's thinking to speak. So if you wanted to say hello, you would, instead of having to use your fingers to say hello using the gesture, you would use your brain.
To think of the gesture?
To think the word
or
hello.
The word?
The word.
Okay.
And then hello would come out using EEGs to move.
Whoa.
Isn't that cool? That's Think to Speak. Anyway, it's coming out in beta. They've had some success with it with some users, and that's why it's still in beta. I just thought it was really, really cool, and I wanted to let you know about it. And hopefully it'll come out. And what do you? Yeah, it's also got an Apple Watch component to it too. So we'll see how that comes out, but that's pretty cool.
Wow. So
the Braille Note Touch. This is actually just came out this weekend. The Braille Note Touch is a new Braille note taker that came out, and it's a note taker, and it uses a Google Android, an Android tablet to do everything. So now you've got Braille available on all the Android functionality. You can use you can use Braille in the Google Play Store, basically. So it is a note taker. You've got the Brailler on the bottom, but you can use Keysoft and Touch Braille on the touch screen of the Android tablet to type into your tablet as well. And this opens up the whole tablet to the Google Play Store. Now I saw this demonstrated again at CSUN. It works really well. It really does. And it really does open up the world in a lot of ways. It opens up so many more apps and so many more options for those who do need Braille and can use the Touch Braille and the Keysoft tools. Apparently they're fairly easy to use. I've not had experience actually trying to use them because I don't Braille. But if anyone is a Brailler and has had a chance to use either of those tools, I would love to get your feedback on how easy it is to learn them for others so that I can talk about that.
I'm seeing that it's not cheap.
No, it's not cheap, but it can be very useful. Nothing is cheap, right? But hey.
The free ones.
The free ones are, yeah. All right. So the other thing that I think is really cool that's taking pre-orders now is called the AirBar. And what this is, it's for Windows, PC only. Sorry, Mac users. And what it does is it provides touch screen functionality to any PC by using standard Windows gestures. So you plug it in through the USB port, you play. So you plug it in, you've got a picture on the left of a person, there's the AirBar, and it's kind of on the laptop between the keyboard and the screen, and it's plugged in via USB, and someone's using a paint and a paint program to paint into the program on the screen in the software. So if you wanted to use your finger to use on a regular, like it turns basically into a touch screen.
Okay.
And it's only $69.
That's really reasonable.
That's a hugely reasonable price. And that is coming out. And they make them for different size screens. So you would measure the size screen you would need the AirBar for, and then you would get that size screen, that size AirBar to come in so that the full screen is covered, which I really like. So cool, huh? It's coming out hopefully in the fall, they said. Fingers crossed, we'll see.
Easy to use.
Easy to use, I like that. Another thing that I saw at CSUN was the Dutch Dot Watch. This is your first Braille smartwatch. And what it does is it works with both Android and iOS via Bluetooth. The target cost they have at around $300. So basically, all alerts that you would get on your regular smartwatch would come out in Braille for you on the Dot Watch. So you would get an alert, you would get a text message, you would get a, someone's calling you. You would feel that in Braille on your watch.
Very cool.
Isn't that cool? Yeah. And this is a company in China somewhere, and they're hoping to also come out, and they didn't have a demonstration of it, of a dot pad, an actual tablet then, that would have the same technology built into it for brailing. So fingers crossed the Dot Watch works. We'll let you know as we get
only
feedback.
Around $300?
$300 for the watch.
That also seems reasonable.
It does seem reasonable for a smartwatch of any kind. So we'll see, fingers crossed, that it'll actually come out and work well. It seemed to work well at CSUN, so we'll see. So that's coming out. This also is one of those things that I wish they had when I was using crutches. The M+D crutches. It's a redesign of your forearm crutch, basically. And they're taking pre-orders now for $100 deposit. And the total cost will be $4.99 for a pair of crutches or $2.49 for a single crutch. And basically what this crutch does is it gives you the elbow support. So it's a forearm crutch, but the handle moves. So they've got a hinge at the handle of the forearm, so it moves with you. So you don't have pressure.
And you can see that on the picture.
Yes, you can see it on the picture. It also provides flexible armbands, so you can actually tag your, put your forearm crutch and hold it onto your forearm, or so your hands can be free, and you can still have the support of the crutch on you and be in the crutch well. It has the hinged arm support. Of course, you can adjust it to your height, and the feet are shock absorbing, so it can go across multiple different kinds of terrains, as well as they provide interchangeable feet. So you can take off that foot that it comes with and put in maybe something for ice or rocky, which is pretty cool. Whoa. So I wish I had this when I was using crutches. Oh my goodness. But it's coming out, and I think it's such a smart redesign of the crutch. Taking something so simple and making it so much more useful I love it. So that's coming out as well. And there's also something else that's coming out called the Glass Mouse. And again, you may have seen these in the news. This is another mouse alternative. It's currently an Indiegogo campaign for crowdfunding. Pre-order is $149 plus shipping, and they hope to ship in August. So that's actually a good price. So what this is a pair of glasses that track your head movements. And you can see the picture of the glasses, and you've got in your frame, your hinge, you've got a connection, and there's a little camera in there that is tracking your head movements. And then you have a bite click coming off the glasses, a little blue thing, bite click, that you would then use to do your clicking of the mouse. So this is a way of using head movements without having to have a dot on your head. Or, like they used to have the dots on your head. Now, you don't need that anymore. So that's kind of cool. And there's also a reset button on the inside of the glasses so that if you get way off, because that sometimes still happens, you get way off with the mouse and you're turning your head and you're, you can hit the reset. It'll recalibrate the mouse to where you're looking. So again, using head movements. This I've not seen in action except their own videos. So I've not had a chance to play with it. I don't know accuracy, and I don't know how long the cursor stays connected to your head movement. It has the potential for being really a good product, but again, I haven't seen it in action, so I'm waiting to get a chance to play with it myself. Okay, so that's coming out, something to watch. Finally, my favorite tool. I may want one of these. It's the IDO robot.
Or is it ADO?
I don't know. This, you've got to see the video. It's adorable. So this is basically a little Android-based robot that they've created. It's got fully funded Indiegogo campaign. They hope to release it in October, and it's a pre-order of $549. It runs on a gyroscopic base on the bottom, and it moves around your house like the Roomba robot vacuums that they had. And it also is a smart charger, so when it knows that it's running low, it'll go find its charger and put itself in its charger for you.
So what does it do?
Well, it provides all kinds of fun things. Basically, it's an Android tablet on wheels. So you can do video projection. So you can have it project a video that you are using to, let's say, cook with. So it can project that on the wall, so you can be looking up at the video and doing your project, like a YouTube how-to video while you go, and you can go back and forth with it. It can provide voice commands for environmental control, just like you do on an Android tablet. If you have the products like the Nest or what have you in your home, you can do voice commands, say, IDO, do, and it'll do for you. It'll turn on and off your lights, it'll, you know, what have you. It does face recognition because that's built into it. So if you, so if you say people that are welcome into my home are these people, and it recognizes those faces, it will let them into your home for you if you have the smart locks available on your door. It can act as a little butler in that respect. So it can greet them at the door and turn around and walk them in. How cool is that? It can take pictures and video, so they can act. It can, and on the thing you can see that it's taking a video. Someone's child is sick in the home, and the parent's at work, and it's taking a video. It takes a video of the child being sick, so the parent can see, oh, this kid's really sick. I need to get going, or no, just a little bit of Tylenol, and they'll be fine. Or, gee, they said there's lots of blood, and it's just a little tiny paper cut. So it can really kind of provide that as well. Now, in terms of individuals with disabilities, I can see this being very valuable.
Sure.
Because it's one robot doing all. You can use the video feature to see how they're doing. They can use a video feature to see what's going on out there in the world. There's a lot it can do. So go check out the video.
Got a picture of IDO?
Yeah, pictures of IDO in with the family. It's an adorable little video.
I'm waiting for him to come out with arms and hands.
Yeah, that would be cool. That's next. That's next. No arms and hands on this one, sorry. But I think that would be fun to have as well. So that's
and not that expensive for what it does.
Yeah, exactly. So the potential for it, I think, is definitely there. So I'm really excited about this as well. And that would be my Christmas present. Right. Now, for all of those who are here in California, and this is my project, so I'm going to toot my horn for a little bit here. We're going to be having communication kits for loan to adult day programs soon, coming out in July.
Tell us a little bit about that project.
This is a project that I highlighted in a webinar with Ability Tools not too long ago, and it's what we're doing is creating communication kits that are specifically targeting adults with developmental disabilities in their day programs. And with a day program, what we found is a lot of these adults have communication issues, but the day program has no resources available to bridge that communication gap. So with these kits that we've created, and we had a beta test almost here in our local area, and it was very, very successful. We are showing the adult day programs how simple and easy and inexpensive it can be to use simple communication tools to bridge that communication gap with the adult individuals in their adult day program. And it really was useful. And so this is a project that is funded by the Disability Communication Fund here in California. And the other component to this is training will be included with the loans to those adult day programs during this grant period. The kits will still be available past the grant period, but only during the grant period, which ends in February next year, will training be included with the loan of these kits. and the places that are providing the loans.
And you'll be doing the training too.
Yeah, I'm providing the training to these different places, and then they'll be able to provide those kits to areas,
their local
areas, adult day programs. So San Diego Assistive Technology Center will have a kit. The Disability Resource Agency for Independent Living will have a kit. And that's in, hang on, I think Stockton. They're in Stockton, that's right, yes. The Disability Access Center, Action Center, sorry, in Redding will have a kit. The Communication Technology and Education Center in Sacramento will have a kit. Silicon Valley Independent Living Center will have a kit. Independent Living Resource Center of San Francisco will have a kit, and we will have a kit as well. Thank you. Dr. Medissa, sorry, Sandra, I blanked on Braille, yes. And they're all going to get kits available. So please contact, if this is something you're interested in or you are aware of Adult Day program in any of these areas that might benefit from, please let them know these will be available coming in July in their area to borrow these kits, try out these tools, see what's worked. So
it's a great program.
It's a great program. We're really hoping for good success with them. So now it's your turn. I have talked a lot, and actually I have a tool to talk about that's not highlighted if no one has anything. But has anybody seen anything or heard anything that's come out this year that they want to make sure we're aware of as well? Or have you tried some of the tools? I'd love to hear from you.
Anybody?
I've covered it all.
Well, Debbie will continue.
Yeah, okay. So here's a new tool that I found out about. I'm always looking. It's a problem. I went to the Maker Fair recently here that they had in San Mateo, and I came across a tool called the Sensel, S-E-N-S-E-L. It is a fully funded Indiegogo, I think it was, campaign. And they have a product called the Morph, M-O-R-P-H. It's available for pre-order at Sensel, S-E-N-S-E-L.com. What this product is basically a flat, interactive tablet with 20,000 cells in it that are multi-touch, multi-sensored, like a touchpad. But instead of using a single, you can use multi-touch. And it detects multiple pressures. And it's going to have available free on their website a drag and drop interface for coding of the product so that you can use it to do anything. So you can make it be an arrow mover. Touch up, the arrow moves up. Touch down, the arrow moves down. I had somebody ask me about that because the IntelliKeys keyboard is no longer supported, available, what have you, and that was a huge product for a lot of people. Well, this product is is a smaller product than the IntelliKeys keyboard, but the same idea. But it should be easier to use with more applications that you can easily create.
And it's called Morph.
Morph is the name of the product.
So go to that
website.com to try and see more about that and the potential of it. The Be My Eyes app, yes. That's okay, Janet 1. I'm a fast talker, that's my problem. The Be My Eyes app is also a crowdsourced app where you can take the app and hold it over something and have other individuals who will be your eyes look at the product and tell you what it is. Say, oh, that you're looking at a purple shirt, for example, and that's a free product, and that's a great app as well, you're right. And the Sign Aloud gloves, yes, look, Candace, that's also a really cool product. I didn't have time to talk about everything. Yes, those are the students. And Candace is right. She wrote, Sign Aloud gloves were created by 2 students at the University of Washington that have the potential to translate sign language into speech and text. It is not a product that is on pre-order yet. It's in the development stage still, but we're hoping someone picks it up and decides they want to take it further with it, maybe do, for actual production. That would be really cool. Yes, LaCandace, that was awesome.
Stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that as well. Hopefully I can next year highlight that as up and coming. I'd love to. So if there are any other questions or comments, please feel free to jump in. Otherwise, I think we are done. If you have anything or you want to contact us, we're always available for questions, comments, emails. Feel free. Here's our contact information. And thank you for attending. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.